outside because despite being told the Midlands is the sunniest place in Britain, it's not. It's pouring down. Matt's hair's gone mad. Jonathan's hair's gone mad.
Stop calling him Jonathan.
He loves it. He's officially now Jonathan. Jonathan the Black Country prick here, right? So you two, what are we doing sitting here? Obviously grafting, but how did you get into this grafting? John?
So yeah, I was probably about 8 years old. I had an extension on my mum's property at the time, and I just loved it all, the groundworks, the scaffolding going up, the brickwork going up, the roof going on. So as soon as that happened, as an 8-year-old boy, I'd be climbing the scaffolding. I'd be getting told off to going up there, get off the scaffolding, etc, etc. And I said, Mum, what I want to do when I leave school is be a builder. And I had 3 options. There was bricklaying, plumbing or carpentry, and I chose bricklaying, and I never looked back really.
That's mad. I'll be honest, I've never heard people in construction say I wanted to be in construction from 8 years old. That's a rare story.
I always wanted to be in building, and I just had it here, but I always knew that if I was in building, I could build my own home, and if I built my own home, that's something that I could leave as a legacy for my family.
But also, you know this with kids, in reception in year 1, how much stuff do they come home with? Cereal packets, toilet roll, tissue boxes. It's in our DNA to create and make stuff. Come year 2, iPads, computers.
Don't even get me started on that.
So obviously, again, I know you've got kids, but back when we was doing it, we was bringing back how to make, I don't know, an old shoebox. I think I made a stool out of it, so a PlayStation shop of all things goes into that. So he was always creative and making things, and I think when you do get to secondary school, you get dulled down to...
Not even secondary school, primary.
End of primary school.
I say this all the time. School knocks the creativity out of kids. So
so how do we get more people in? Because we're struggling.
So
you lot are going to be retired 20, 30 years. There's nobody coming in. 80% of what people, like bricklayers, these 82% are going in 20 years.
We've got a mad skill.
Those numbers.
It's come back up there.
It's bad. It's so bad where it is now. Like the kids of this generation now, like I said earlier, the apprentices that come through now don't understand how to earn your stripes and learn your way into becoming a proper tradesman. Like we had a grueling apprenticeship from the age of 16 to 19. It was dark mornings, long days, dark nights, working in -2, -3. You were labouring for a year before they even give you a trowel. Then you'd be given the crap work, and then you had to morally... Some days I'd think, this isn't worth it. It's really not worth it. But
do you know the thing that's worrying? Ed, who we saw the first day, he had a youngster who was 17 with him. He'd done a year college as in his first year bricklaying. He said 2 days with Ed he'd learnt more.
Yeah, it's true.
And you think, but why would you go to college knowing you can do nothing for
kids come out to me now and they're like, they come on site and I'll be like, all right, load that out, do that and do that. Where do you want me to put them? Oh, you don't know how to load them? No. Do you know how to stack bricks? No. Oh, when am I going to lay bricks? So one, you want to come out and lay bricks. You don't know how to mix in a mixer. You don't know how to load out. You don't know your gauge. You don't know how to read a drawing. You don't know how to even look after bricklayers. I believe before you should be able to lay bricks as a bricklayer, you need to know the game inside out. You need to know how to keep 2 or 3 bricklayers going. You need to know the fundamental things about bricklaying: ties, gauge, trays, insulation, bearings, cavities, imperial, metric, the difference between blocks. You need to know all these things before you even get the chance to lay bricks. But kids these days, they're born thinking, they've got this Gen Z generation where they think they just have to be handed everything. You're not allowed to shout at them. You're not allowed to say they've done wrong. You're not allowed to criticise them. They've just got to be there. Now, this needs to be delivered into schools, and I've said this 10 times over. When you're in a school, it's got to be like John's saying he picked up from when he was 8. In primary school, my son's not coming home. My son's 6. My daughter is 8 and 13. They're not coming home to me talking about jobs and things in the future. And construction is not even a topic for them. No, it's not even a topic. Sienna's 17, my daughter, and she's picked a college. She went to a university fair last week where they could pick universities and look at different courses. Construction wasn't there. So we're talking from more generations, more different age gaps of children, range from 19 to 6, and there's not one of them that have come home to me and said, we've been offered this, we've seen this in construction, we can do this. Dad, we've seen your job, can we do it? It's never been there, it's never been an option for them.
But also when it is there, so I was looking at secondary school for my daughter, and one of the ones we went to, I don't know what they call it, D&T or design
technology.
So they had a small lab and there was a girl, I don't know, 14-ish, and she was cutting quite random, a bit of ply with a coping saw, which isn't going to be easy. She was doing a really good job, and I stood there and I thought, you seem to know what you're doing. She had a smile on her face as well. So I said to her, can I just say, you're doing an amazing job there? And she, carried on. And I said, so you thought about being a carpenter? And she went, and that was the reaction. I mean,
because that's the stereotype.
What chance have we got?
If you say, me and my sister, prime example, me and my sister had the same upbringing, we were given the same opportunities, we got the same education, we were given identical the same options in life. I've gone into construction, and she went and got a law degree. Now, if you say to my sister, why don't you do construction? I don't want to do that. What do I want to do that for? It's hard work, it's dark, it's mucky work. That's the perception it has. Nobody ever tells. I tell my kids construction is a massive, massive, massive industry. It's not just bricklaying and groundwork and digging, and even though they're good jobs, there's architecture, there's consultancy, there's structural engineers.
Well, you two have done it, project management.
There's everything. They need to know the parameters around construction, and how many things. There's loads there. But
going into teaching, you give 30 years on the trowel, and then you go and show these kids how it's done.
Yeah, but that's the problem you've got. It seems all.
But it's not paid, so no one wants to do it.
Yeah, there's the pay. There's not just the pay. There's you take our mentality now and put that into a school environment and try and teach the kids of today. All we know how to do is articulate the way we work and talk about how we work, but then we only know how to talk how we've been taught. Now in this day, you're not allowed to do that. How long is a kid going to last? If he comes out here now and I say, right, for the next year, you're going to be mixing up, digging, loading out, learning the trade around us, jumping in when you can and sweeping up. No, I don't want to do that. I was made to sweep up for about 3 weeks solid on one job. It was mind blowing, but it's a lesson.
One of the older boys when I first went into self-employed was, if there's no work to do around, find a broom, pick it up and look busy. Look busy. And I know it sounds daft, but if you've got someone on top of a scaffold and they look down and you're just there playing your phone, they're going to think, get him off site. If the foreman's up there and you're not, and you pick that up and he's sweeping it because using his initiative. So there's a different way around about, obviously, going about it. If you're going to stand in the corner or try and hide or go to the toilet for an hour, then you're going to get suspect, aren't you? But if you're looking productive, if there's not much to do on site, tidy up, make sure that the site's all good for the next trade to come on, and or find something to do, or speak to a supervisor and say, what can I do to help? What can I do to...
Don't just sit there twiddling your thumbs saying there's nothing to do.
And not if there's other trades, and you've gone on, openly picked up an adult, picked up a trade and started doing some work. Now, as a kid, you should be watching the older generation, how they do it. For me, it was a big thing. I can't put stuff from my head down onto paper, but I can use these. So I used to watch a lot of older people, bricklayers that was 2 or 3 years more advanced than me in college. I talk to them, but as I'm talking to them and picking their brains, I'm actually watching what they're doing with the trowel.
That's the best way of learning.
Do you know what?
And I cannot,
As much as schools aren't doing their job, well, I say not doing their job, they're doing what they're told to do, they've got a curriculum. I think parents in households have got a lot to say for themselves as well. Children are products of their environment. That's as simple as it is. And you learn mostly everything you do from your parents. I believe parents have got to take a little bit more accountability for themselves and a little bit more responsibility in showing their kids what options there are. In the day and age that we live in, you hear it, kids will say, oh, I want this, I want that, and the parents can be negative. Oh no, we don't have that, you're not doing that, or put that down, or you're not doing that, I want to be this dad. Oh no, you don't want to do that. It's
perception as well. So if I walk down the street like this, where I am, if I walk down in a suit,
but
same person.
But irrelevant, that's the difference. Who's saying that you dress like this as a working man isn't earning more and is mentally more happy doing what you're doing than the man in the suit? It's irrelevant to what the job is.
It is.
It's the opportunity to be given the job. If you give me an opportunity now, would you want to go and be this, or would you want to do what you do? I love what I do.
Yeah.
But also, there's 2 new houses going up near the kids' school. And obviously initial groundworks, getting up to damp, there's telehandlers, there's diggers, there's deliveries, there's all sorts going on. And every single kid, even all the girls,
are out watching it.
Stop walking past.
See what's going on.
And you always hear them, I'm going to be late for school, I'm going to be late for school. And the boys and girls up to 11, they love watching that. But if one of them turn round to them and sort of say, oh, no, you don't want to do it, you want to go to university.
Yeah.
And that's you know,
Yeah.
that's the big thing.
When I'm sat at home, like I can be at my, it's not always on site. When I'm sat at home at my desk and I'm going through drawings, or going through costs, or I'm on the phone trying to deal with a merchant or a customer, my kids are around. Like, I'll say, like, Max is doing something, Alessa's very creative, I'll say, come and have a look at this, what you're doing, Dad. I'll say, I'm drawing a building, I'm scaling out this, and I'm trying to do this. I'll say, can you tell what that is? And she'll go, oh, that's the kitchen, and this is that, and that's that. And she'll go, oh, that's really good, can I colour it in for you? I'll say, yeah, put them in different colours so I can itemise them. And then, you know, Max will come home from school and say, Dad, I've told everybody I'm going to work for D5 Construction when I'm older, and I'm going to help do this. And that's what I want. I want them, even if they don't want to do that, they know it's an option.
Yeah.
They see their dad doing it. They hear me talk about it to them, and I actively involve them and go, you know, guys, this is. I say it to Sienna, she's 17. I'm like, you know, there are other options within the business that you could go down. And she openly chose, I don't want to do it, Dad. Yeah. I want to do this. But she knew what she was wanting to do, but she knew it was an option. She knew it just wasn't a dead option.
Kids are all obviously online now as well, so they can actually research themselves quite easily. So it's not like Matt's not on there showing everyone how to do it and or showing what we do. This is different aspects, obviously, again, roofing, flooring, there's other aspects coming, tiling, plastering, whichever you want to do, it's all there, isn't it, really? And you just research it, or watch how you do it, or go and ask your parents, you know, if your kids, ask your parents, right, Dad, Mom, I want to do this. Okay, let's find out where the best place for you to do it is. Is it local? No. Can we get a train bus service there? Yes. There you go then.
And a lot of parents won't do that.
No,
it's too difficult. I mean,
even down to the likes of just saying, you know, right, we'll find this place for you. Can we go? Yeah, trial it for a year. If you don't like it, what other sections are there in it that you might like?
Exactly.
So at mine there was bricklaying, but the electrician's store was right by the bricklaying, and the plastering was right behind us. The carpentry was that side, so you could actually, on your break, walk over. Oh, what are you doing today?
Yeah.
Just be a bit. No, you don't have to look like you're being. It's just inquisitive. Just having an ask. Just ask someone there. They might actually tell you something that you might quite like. Oh, I'm fitting a door jamb today, or I'm routering this out. Oh, that looks quite interesting actually. Can I make my name out of that? Yeah.
That's social media, isn't it? Now?
So again,
that's
what social media is now for the younger generation. Is showing them that is available to them.
So wrapping it up, 2023.
Yeah.
Are you looking at it with excitement or absolutely worried with the price of everything, cost of living, lack of labour?
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. You know, I'm one of these people that
the cream rise to the top and the poo falls out the bottom in recessions. It does.
I love my business. I love what we do. I love the clients we get to work with. I love the jobs. You know, it's my job to evolve my company, work with clients, and deliver the best work. So I'm looking for. I don't believe there's anything I can't manage, or there's nothing that we can't get through. It's you do things right. You do. If
your inquiry levels leveled out, dropped a bit.
Nah,
still
through the roof, mate. Yeah, but that comes down to reputation, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it comes down to if you deliver on your promises and you do a good job, and you believe in what you do, then I believe you'll always be in work. You know, you can't. If you got to deliver on your promises, and that's it. And you've got to hold a level to what you do. So
that's why I think recessions can be good.
Of course they can,
because the good flourish, and the rubbish drop out.
It's true.
Yeah,
and Hetty's comes to say, yeah.
I think there's been a lot of people that have come out of other professions and thought they'll try building, and that's what's kind of been a stopgap almost, in the sense of obviously you can get a builder, but the workmanship isn't there. But
the thing is, if you drive up and down here and you're struggling to get work, if you're a delivery driver or shop worker, whatever you are, and you see skip scaffolding, all right, I'm going to go and be a builder. And we're not regulated, so tomorrow morning, you know, the dog could be a bloody spread. Probably quite good, but, you know, we're not. Sorry, Adam here. Oh, good. But it's true, isn't it? I mean, I think, you know, next year's going to be an interesting year. Yeah. I think good people that are good reps are going to flourish.
I'm looking forward to it.
But I do think
life happens,
get rid of some of the rubbish. Same in 07, 08. I rememst that well.
Yeah.
That was my busiest time.
I was about 3, wasn't I?
Yeah, right.